You never would have guessed that I could have left the Mormon church. We worked in the temple, we held temple recommends, we had leadership positions. My husband was a high priest, and I eventually then worked at Brigham Young University, where I earned tenure. We had 3 sons who all served Mormon missions, one in Russia, one in Denmark, and the last one in Florida. Praise God, the last one went to Florida, the middle of the Bible Belt. He was so zealous for the Mormon church, he tried to convert 2 pastors while he was on his mission. The first one prayed over him and asked God to break the spirit of blindness over him. The second one challenged him to read the Bible as a child. Micah read the New Testament over and over throughout his Mormon mission. And 3 weeks before the end, he knew that Mormonism was not true and it was not biblical Christianity. And he made the choice for the God of the Bible. What Micah did on that day changed the trajectory of my life forever, my husband's life, and the life of my family. And praise God that he had the courage to do what he did. He stood in front of 60 to 80 other missionaries when he was asked to bear his testimony of what he'd learned over the last 2 years on his mission. And he said he'd learned that Jesus was enough, that he'd read in the New Testament that Jesus was the only mediator between man and God. They took his temple recommend away. They told us he had the spirit of the devil in him, that he was an antichrist, and they were sending him home. Micah got off the plane. We went straight to the stake president's office late on a Saturday night. The stake president again let us know that he had the spirit of the devil in him. And at the end of Micah's release, he asked us to bring him in front of the High Council early the next morning, which in Mormonism meant that he would have been excommunicated. Now, Mike and I were stunned that he was in so much trouble for professing the God of the Bible. We thought Mormons knew the God of the Bible. Micah challenged us to read the New Testament. We actually got him out of Utah so he wouldn't be excommunicated. So we didn't have much contact with him after that. But he begged his parents to read the New Testament as a child. Mike and I took the challenge. Why not? We wanted to hear what Jesus had to say. And it wasn't very long before I realized that this gospel in the New Testament was not the gospel that I had known in Mormonism for 30 years. And I began to be kind of disturbed about that, but also curious about it. I honestly didn't want to eat, sleep, go to work, do anything but get to know the God of the Bible. And so one night at the end of myself, I laid face down on the carpet and I put my arms out in the shape of a cross. And I said simply, "I'm yours, save me." My life was turned upside down. I didn't care about the same things. I didn't even care about some of the same people. I didn't think about the same things. I started praying a lot. God started answering my prayers, and I was really enthralled with this new life. I felt like I had life in me and that things were different. Took me a long time to get the old stuff out and to put the Bible in. Took me nearly 5 years to transition from the Mormon church to a solid foundation in Christianity, in biblical Christianity. But boy, once I got that solid ground, then God started using me as a conduit to do strange things, like write a book, help people come to Jesus, sleep in the back of a tour bus. And it's all good. This God is so awesome. And I will never turn back.